What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another league racing video on the channel here today. We're back for another round of EML the Premier Series. This time here for round number 7, the Belgium Grand Prix. Quick rundown on the championship at the moment. Obviously this is strictly a teams event. Just for anyone who is tuning in to this video for the first time and hasn't seen any of the others. This is an event that goes on once a month. It's strictly a teams event. So there is no drivers championship, so you can have one driver winning all the races, but if your second driver ain't there, your team could only finish 5th. So it's a bit of a test of you know, not just your team's top driver, but yeah, it's a test of both. I didn't really word that right at all, did I? Yeah. Anyway, so the championship scenario, as we come in to round 7 here at Belgium, Leonis leads on 214 points, then you got CGT in second on 173, and Mentalism in P3 on 153, then a tie for P4 between FRL and TTG on 150, and S2V in P6 on 147. That's quite interesting, because S2V were one of the hot picks to actually win this entire event, but ever since round 3, they've dropped off quite significantly. But anyway, getting on with qualifying now. Our first run of the session was nothing special there, 41.1. Currently has us in P6, and I did a 40.7 in practice, so I knew what I could do. So yeah, we'll see if we can get that lap together now. And yeah, obviously this did turn out to be my fastest lap of qualifying here for the Premier Series of Belgium, so let's ride on board and see what it was like. Alright, so we come to the bus stop chicane. It's been a fairly average lap. We're 2.5 tenths up, but we encounter traffic coming into the bus stop chicane there. One on the S2V cars, and I didn't quite catch who the other one was. So that cost us quite a bit of time. We're going to come across for a 141 flat, and as you can see there, I was not happy. I was absolutely fuming at that. I can kind of understand why it happened though. I mean, they were cutting it really close on time, and I probably could have timed the start of my lap probably better than what I did. So yeah, can't really put all the blame on the S2V driver there, and he did apologise after the race as well. So yeah, that got resolved pretty quickly. But as you can see, the top 5 there, just absolutely ludicrous pace. Venom takes pole on a 40.4, and even my PB of a 40.7 wouldn't have been able, or wouldn't have been enough to boost us up any more positions. So yeah, that's kind of unfortunate, to be honest, because P6 is not really where you want to be for Belgium. So we'll have to try and, I don't know, pull a magic trick or something off the start here and gain some spots. Otherwise, it's a lot like Monza, this place. When DRS gets enabled, really does turn into a bit of a slipstream train, and it is almost impossible to break out of. So if we could really clear one or two of these guys and get up to fourth, just behind the top three, then yeah, that would be a real good start to the race. Obviously, we've got our teammate right behind us there as well, so 6th and 7th for Leonis, so not too bad. I mean, we're not right at the sharp end like we have been the last few weeks, but we're still there, we're still together, so yeah, that's pretty good. But anyway, we'll reform back on the grid now and get round 7 of the Premier Series underway as Young Power and Hamava goes through each other there. It's always lovely to see, isn't it, when you're getting ready for a race start? Anyway, so TTG front row lockout, so they'll be looking to try and carry that momentum all the way through to their first win of the season, I believe, but we're going to try and make sure that doesn't happen. 5 red lights, and away we go here for the Belgium Grand Prix. Looks like a pretty average start. Hamava with a blistering launch down the middle of his teammate and FRO Young Power there, and it looks like he might just get the position. Harry Banks getting all sideways there behind us, so not the cleanest start for our teammate. But we run up our Rouge now. Looks like they're going to try and go side by side. Young Power all out of shape. I was a bit frightened there. I had to lift a little bit because I wasn't sure where Young Power was going to go. But luckily he held onto his car. Very good car control there from the FRL driver. And he hangs on to P6. We jump up to P5. So not the start that I was hoping for, but we have gained a position. So we've gone forwards and not backwards, so we can't complain about that too much. So now at the moment, as you can see, TTG still remain first and second. Then you've got CGT third and fourth, then ourselves in P5, Young Power P6, Harry in P7, can't see further down than that. So yeah, pretty good start at the moment. We're running fifth and seventh. So yeah, at this point the mentality was just make up as many spots as you could on the opening lap, and then really just get settled into a rhythm, because as I said, this place has a lot of similar characteristics to Monza in the sense of, as I was saying, when DRS gets enabled and you have a bit of a slipstream train, if the person at the head of the train has got a decent amount of straight line speed and can get a good exit out of turn 1 to get a good run up the hill through a Rouge, even with DRS and reach and overtake, sometimes you really can't do all that much, which is kind of annoying, I won't lie, because sitting in a slipstream train is like one of the most annoying things ever, especially when you know you could be running at a faster pace if you had some clean air. But yeah, like I've just been alluding to, around here it's quite hard to make moves, especially in a train. And as you can see to the end of lap 2, no major changes. TTG still lead with CGT in third and fourth there. We're still sitting pretty here in P5, not in too big of a rush to try and make any special moves or anything. But yeah, at the moment, as I was saying, it's just about trying to settle into a rhythm, stick with the top 4. The field was starting to get separated ever so slightly from, I think, about 8 backwards. So that was good to see. At least you know, it wasn't the whole field in a slipstream train. But anyway, on to lap 5 now, and nothing really changes up here. The order still the exact same for the top 7. And I was starting to get a little bit impatient here. I wanted to get a move on. Csl Elite has retired. Where's that? Just back around the corner. And a safety car has now been deployed on lap 5. Now, this poses a rather interesting question. Do we pit or do we stay out? I thought about staying out, but then I thought, no, everybody's going to pit here. And if you stay out, it's really not going to end well for you. So we're going to come into the pits here for a set of medium tyres. I think that was the 2 IFR guys that continued on there. They started on the medium, so they've got to run a bit longer before they can stop. Into the pits we come now. We got held there quite a bit. We definitely could have got out a bit sooner than what we did. And as a result, Venoms and Young Power have gotten out ahead of us here, which is pretty annoying. Looks like we're just going to squeak out ahead of the S2V driver there as well. So we re-emerge in P7. keep in mind the two IFR guys do have to pit, so we are running effective P5 in this race. So we're back where we started. The order in front of us has been shaken up a bit, but that's okay. So anyway, getting ready for the restart. As you can see, we end up with a 5-second time penalty there, as the S2V driver behind us just tapped the back of us, and I cannot stress that enough. It was the slightest tap, but still enough for a 5-second, as you know, as the way this game and Codemasters work. But anyway, now I want to draw your attention to this restart, because this was the major talking point of the race, and I can tell you, I don't think there was a single person on the grid, apart from the two in the lead obviously, that were happy about what transpired here. So as you can see, we're cruising along, probably about 100, 120 Ks on average. A little bit slower than what a normal restart would look like here, but nothing out of the ordinary. Now at this point you would see most races restarted right here. But no, what they do is they continue to hold us all the way to the bus stop. Now I was really annoyed about this, because basically everybody's tyres were now stone cold, so we were restarting on ice effectively. Now as we come out of the bus stop chicane here, keep an eye on Young Power and Venom. Now what happens here, as you're about to see, we get going, but then Young Power checks up. We run him over effectively, and basically ruin his race. Now what happened there was Young Power actually got an illegal overtake on TTG Venom, so he's had to check up to give that spot back, and obviously I haven't seen that. I haven't realised, because obviously I'm just focused on getting a good restart, and yeah, basically the two IFR guys have caused a bit of a clusterfuck there, it must be said. We have a damaged front wing, so we've got to come in and get a new nose, which is just fantastic. So there goes Hamaba. Harry will go through here as well, as will probably the other 11 cars there behind us. And yeah, that was just such a stupid restart. Like I know technically, if you scroll through the rule book, there was technically nothing illegal, but as far as I'm concerned, it's just common sense that you restart at a certain point. I mean, that was like a V8 supercar, or like a NASCAR style restart. And sorry to say, that's not how things work in Formula 1. So yeah, the thing which honestly I think pissed a lot of people off was the fact that the two IFR guys were actually laughing about it after the race, which not only as far as I'm concerned is really unprofessional, but it doesn't make the team look good either. So yeah, the team owner, I think, or I don't know, someone in the Discord who was basically the team owner or coordinator, did apologise for the events that went on. So you know, I guess nice to see there was some responsibility taken from the team standpoint. From the driver's standpoint, really looks like they couldn't give a fuck that they cleaned out about 3 cars, which again is pretty poor, to be honest. But anyway, it's been and gone, and yeah, we can't really do much about it now. At this point, honestly, I really was tempted to actually just park the car, because I just wanted to get off. I just wanted to turn everything off, and yeah, I don't know, just go and have a coffee and sit out in the shed or something, because I just wanted to get as far away from this thing as possible. But I thought, no, if there's a late safety car, then anything could happen. So took a bit of convincing, I won't lie, but yeah, somehow I convinced myself to keep on going, and yeah, just had my fingers crossed for a late safety car, so hopefully something like that happens. But yeah, anyway, on the lap 10, who was that? I think that was Young Power there, who has, I'm guessing, just retired, because that's a really odd place to actually crash. So I'm guessing he's just retired, going up a Rouge there or something. He had a 5-second time penalty next to his name, and in a pretty similar situation to us. No real chance of scoring a solid amount of points, or any points at all, really. So yeah, bit of a shame for Young Power there. Did apologise to me after the race for that as well, and I wasn't mad at him after everything had been, you know, showed up and spoken about. We cleared things up pretty quickly, so yeah, we're still all good in terms of our relationship with 95% of this field, I would say. But anyway, still trying to truck along here, as you can see on lap number 12. We set a fastest lap of the race at a 1:44.8 at the moment, just trying to run down our old rival from Transnation eSports in Bullet Boy, obviously running for CPI in these events. Struggling a bit more than he usually would, obviously. The Premier Series is completely no assist, which means no racing line as well. And it's quite funny just to see how much people struggle when you take one simple assist away, even though I think there was a poll on Twitter or something a while ago that I remember about what was the biggest or most helpful assist, and Racing Line got the highest vote by quite a distance, so kind of enough said in that regard. But anyway, who was that? One of the S2V Academy guys coming into the pits there. So that promotes us up into P14 now, and obviously Bullet Boy's still right behind us there. But I think from memory he doesn't actually try and re-overtake us here, he just tries to follow us along, which is kind of smart from him, to be honest, because we were 5 seconds back, so we closed him down. So we definitely had a bit more pace, so probably smart from him there to just try and follow us along. We set a new fastest lap of the race of a 44.2, and at this point I was just absolutely going full send to try and make up some more positions. As you can see, you've got Joey and Ruben just up the road there, and the aim was to try and get these two if I could. Ruben with a 3-second time penalty and Joey with 9 seconds. Oh dear, that about sums up the race for him and his partner, doesn't it? But anyway, on to lap 18. We're closing in on Ruben here. We should be able to get this move done. Maybe on the front straight, preferably up Eau Rouge, but we'll see what happens here. Into the bus stop chicane, we've already gotten right on to his gearbox, which is you know, good on some level, but on another not so much. Another fastest lap of the race there, 44.1. We're going to go for the cutback here in turn 1, and we get that move done up into P13. But crucially, Ruben's now got the DRS, so he's going to blow right back past us here on the run up the straight. And I actually knew that was going to happen, to be honest, but at this point I just wanted to have a little fun racing him, and I think he understood that as well, as you know, that's why we were just here just having a little fun racing each other. And we had a little chat after the race, and yeah, he said that you know, it was just having a little fun. So yeah, the fun continues right here. As you can see, we're going to try and go around the outside through that downhill right-hander. Couldn't quite get through. We make a little bit of contact in that left-hander there. I was a little bit greedy regards how close I wanted to get to him. But anyway, we got by a few moments later. Now, I want to draw your attention to something. Look at the fuel mix there. We're running in rich, and we are negative on fuel. Now, at this point, I actually started to have a malfunction in my wheel. I couldn't actually change the fuel mix. I was frantically, you know, trying to go left and right, up, down, trying to get it to move, but I couldn't get it to change. I tried everything I could, but it wasn't responding. So, yeah, that really made things even more difficult for us. So, what I'm going to do, as you're about to see, is we come around to the back of the circuit here. I'm actually going to turn the wheel off and turn it back on, just to try and reset everything and just hope that whatever little type of bug glitch that is has resolved itself. And I can say it did, luckily. It did fix itself, and we were able to change fuel mix. But what that has done has allowed Ruben to catch back up to us, and we just let him go into turn 1 there. And at this point, I did kind of think that 13th was as high as I was going to get. Joey, as you can see up there on the softs, he doesn't have 9 seconds worth of penalties though, so if we can save a bit of fuel here on this lap and then just put in a full send to final lap, we might still be able to get P12. But yeah, at the moment P12 is really looking like as high as we're going to get, which is really unfortunate because I do think we have the pace to seriously challenge for a podium here today. But yeah, unfortunately certain things transpired which has hindered our progression in this race. But anyway, onto the final lap, up through Eau Rouge, we get a decent run, rich and overtake. We're going to go side by side with Ruben. We're pretty even on straight line speed here, it must be said. I've got no ERS, which doesn't help my cause. Hard on the brakes. He was pretty brave on the brakes there, must be said. He tried to fight, but obviously us being on the medium tyres, we do have a little bit more grip. And at this point, I still was quite incentivised to get ahead of Joey there. As you can see, I'm about 6/10 in the window to get P12 on penalties. So yeah, hopefully we can keep that gap where it is and bring home a P12. I'm not too sure where our teammate Harry sits in all this. I think he's somewhere up the front battling for P4 or something. So yeah, at least one of the LR cars has had a decent time out here. But oh, excuse me. But anyway, the two TTG cars crossed the line. I think Venom won the race on track, but by the looks of it, Benny has won the race from Venom's in P2. And I'm not too sure what the rest of the order is behind them. I think our teammate has crossed the line in P4 from memory. So a good solid drive once again from Harry, racking up those consistent top fives. For us, definitely should have been a podium, but yeah, unfortunately things just didn't work out for us today. But it's P12, so a decent recovery in the end, I guess. Alright, so there we go guys, that's been it today's video. EML Premier Series, round number 7, the Belgium Grand Prix. And a fairly interesting one today, wasn't it? Interesting for really all the wrong reasons, I won't lie. But anyway, so quick rundown of the order. A TTG 1-2, so massive congratulations to them. Our teammate Harry did bring it home in P4, so at least one of the LR cars got some decent points. So yeah, in the end P12, not great, but a decent recovery drive. So yeah, we'll move on to the next round. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Seriously appreciate it, and I'll see you all again for the next one soon.